Hi there, this is Tom Lee. I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Fundstrat Capital and the Senior Portfolio Manager for Fundstrat's U.S. Large Cap Granny Shots ETF, ticker GRNY. This is our update for the week of August 15th. First, let me cover some particulars. The price as of August 14th was $23.78, net asset value of $23.77, and total assets of $2.28 billion. Over the past week, Granny Shots was up 0.58% compared to a 2% rise for the S&P, meaning Granny Shots underperformed by 148 basis points. Year-to-date, Granny Shots is up 19.1% compared to a total return for the S&P of 10.8, meaning Granny Shots is outperforming by 825 basis points. On August 14th, we executed our quarterly rebalance for Granny Shots. And again, we want to highlight some of the changes. First, let me cover the deletions. We removed Abbott Labs, FICO, Intuitive Surgical, Progressive Insurance, and PayPal. We added Broadcom, Expedia, Lam Research, Live Nation, Vistra, and Willis Towers Watson. So let's think about the performance of these additions and why we added them. Here you can see that none of these is more than 2 Granny Shots, meaning that they don't fall into more than 2 themes. And let me just walk you through each of these. Broadcom, as you can see, has been a strong performer. It really falls into our style tilt, and it's a company that is a global labor supplier. That's why it's a Granny Shot. Expedia is a very well-known company, one of the category leaders, and it falls into our style tilt and seasonality portfolio. Lam Research has been another leading important name in terms of AI, but it falls into our style tilt as well, and that's what makes it a Granny. Live Nation has been a millennial story and now has benefits from seasonality, and that's what makes it a Granny. Vistra Corp actually is a play on energy and cybersecurity and now has a benefit from style tilt, and that makes it a Granny. And Willis Towers Watson is a play on both a PMI recovery and easing financial conditions, which makes it a Granny. Now let me talk to you about style tilt. We kind of rebalance our views around style tilt every 3 months, and previously we were recommending quality growth and growth cyclicals. But our new recommendation is pure growth and growth cyclicals. So the change is from quality growth to pure growth. Now that's going to sound puzzling to you because, for instance, year to date, or really in the last month and last week, pure growth has been trailing. But again, past is not a predictor of future returns, and that's why we're being a little contrarian here. And as far as seasonality goes, these are the 8 groups that we think are seasonal leaders: hotels, restaurants and leisure, consumer staples, household products, entertainment, software, tech hardware, textiles, and specialty retail. But of course, we should think about the fact that the Fed's dovish beginning in the fall. And in fact, of these, 7 out of the 8, we believe, are actually sensitive to a Fed turning more dovish, the exception being consumer staples. Now let's look at Granny Shot's individual portfolio holdings over the past week. As you can see, these are the 5 removals. And the top 5 performers were Apple, which we've kind of said, don't give up on Apple because we know that they're not going to be missing out on AI. They've just been patient. Monster Beverage, AMD, KLA-Tencor, and American Express. Now, year to date, the 2 laggards have been Apple and American Express. The bottom 5 were Abbott Labs, Quanta, GE Vernova, Strategy, and Axon Enterprises. And of those, Abbott Labs has been removed, but it's been a good performer year to date. And just to recap, earnings season is almost over. There's still a handful of companies yet to report within Granny Shots, but 97% have had earnings surprise, and that's pretty good. Finally, on theme portfolios, the best performing was energy, or the worst performing, sorry, was energy and cybersecurity relative to the S&P. The second worst is style tilt, and the third is PMI recoveries. So if you're wondering what happened to Granny Shots underperformance this week, I'd really attribute it to those 3 factors. That's it for now. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you soon.